Oh, you did.
Okay, it's about the time we start. Hello, everybody. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time in Los Angeles. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody on the Zoom today. My name is Simon Lay, and one of the one to love the network marketing and also the blockchain, the technology. My background in finance and accounting, and I used to work in the fiscal system in Finland technology as financial analyst. And in the past, I used to be the CEO of the public company on the stock exchange in Vietnam back in 2008. However, with my background in the network marketing for the last 10 years, I love it so much. I used to have a network with the more than 1 million members and across to the 55 countries. So I always looking for the great project to start with, because nowadays everybody know the blockchain, the crypto, NFT, GameFi, that's the trend. The government, the big company, the big player, they come in. But however, so many is the project they cannot deliver what they promised to deliver. So today I know you got an invitation, a special invitation to join this group, because we are in the very first phase, pre-launching, a few less than 10 days in the market. And with us today, we have a couple of special VAB, the guests, because they are the management. They are in the management team from the company, the project we're talking about, BinaryTorrent, Lapland, and Met for Share Publishing. So let me, to be honored to introduce Chen Arit. Chen Arit is my long-term friend. We know each other for 7 years. And he have a 30-year background in the network marketing. He's one of the pioneer, the leader long time ago from the Sweden. However, the last 15, 18 years, he's the one with his team to build the technology behind very many big companies, especially for the network marketing. He know inside and outside, on the field, how the leader, how the member they're looking for, and also inside the technology, how to deliver, how to scale up. So I'm so honored to introduce Chen Arit, one of the management on the board. And Chen Arit, I hand it to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. I know you were sick, have a cold and coughing, so
No
I
problem.
appreciate that introduction. Well, good morning, good evening. I know we have people from all over the world. I believe there's people all the way from Pakistan, and it's 10 in the evening there. We are located myself in Sweden. It's 7 o'clock here in the evening, and I know in California it's 9 in the morning. So it's great to meet you all. Let me introduce me briefly. I'm 53 years old. I've been, like Simon said, in the MLM or network industry for 31 years now, coming up in June. The first company I was involved in, I met a gentleman after a few years, and I'm now a partner of his son, who has also been 30 years in the MLM business. And I've seen a lot of things, a lot of good companies, but a lot of terrible companies and setups also, especially those who promise things that are not real or realistic. So about 8 months ago, my friend Ari Heimonen from Finland, he gave me a call and told me about gold. And when someone tells you about gold, it's you kind of react instantly. So he had met some people who wanted to list a company that actually had some gold in the ground. And yeah, that was kind of an interesting story, but the reality is it's really hard to list companies on the stock market just like that, and with really only an idea or a claim of land. So he took his car, went up there and met the guy who had the claim where all the gold was, and spent probably a whole day there. Called me back a few days later and told me the whole story, and sent me all the papers and documents from the government of Finland. After reading it, I realized this is insane. You know, insane in a positive way. There is so much assets in the ground here, and the reality is today, when you look at mining operations, it's not really good for the environment. It's actually quite terrible for the environment. And to dig gold up, to actually do something with it, like creating a token or a currency like PAX Gold or AUX Gold, as you probably know, these two gold cryptocurrencies, it doesn't really bring any more security than actually keeping gold in the ground. And that's kind of what we came up with. Why don't we tokenize this and make something out of it? And obviously the first way when you think about that is how you're going to sell it. And in my head, of course, being 30 years in the MLM business, I was thinking network marketing, and he did the same. But the reality, it's not that easy, and you can't really sell financial instruments without the SEC approval in the US or any other market. So we said to ourselves, let's create an awesome product, which we have today, and include in those product packages the token for free. Basically, we give it away. Because the only way something in the crypto world will become successful is if you create usability, meaning if you create a lot of users. And the second thing is, obviously, it needs to be backed up by something. That is the constant world debate going on today. You know, what is really backing up a currency? You know, is it faith? Is it belief? Or is it a central bank with gold? And no, it's not. I don't know, Simon, someone is making noise. Can you mute people? So the thing is with the token, the token that we created, or actually Ari set up, and he will tell you his story in a while here, is actually backed up by something real. So we decided already 8 months ago that if we're going to do this, we're going to do it the right way. And the right way means everything has to be real. It can't be something that is coming in the future, or it's maybe coming, or some weird promises of, 100 times increase in value, which is not realistic, and anyone with some kind of sense understands that. So we set up the company for the network operation in the US, because if you do everything by the book, you can operate in the US, which we obviously are, and we have our head office in Delaware, in the state of Delaware, for many reasons. But also we have an office here in Sweden, where I am, and also in Vietnam, where Simon sometimes are residing. But I'm going to show you a very quick thing. But before I do that, I want you to hear the background and also the story from my partner, and also the founder of Lapland Minerals Incorporated, a Panama-based smart company. So I know he's on the line. He's just watched hockey because that's a big thing in Finland, or maybe Formula One. So Ari, my dear old friend from 20 years, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Jan-Erik. Yes, and yeah, old friend, almost as old as Jan-Erik, but not quite. A few words about myself. I'm the founder of Lapland Minerals, as Jan-Erik explained, and my background is from construction and mining business, where I have taken my first steps in the business world. I learned on early age that I want to build something big, and if you want to do so, you need to have a solid foundation for it. My goal has always been to build long-lasting business and only work with the business that there is possibility to be a market leader, meaning the business need to be scalable to do that. Some years ago, I was a pure accident. I saw it coming, and I did have it. I have been on the hook ever since. And like Jan-Erik, I have been working with many companies. Started as a networker, working with many companies as a networker, but also working inside the company. And I have seen also the good parts and not so good parts of the industry. With Lapland Minerals, I have created a new kind of token that will store the value better than any existing token on the market today. It's based on the gold, but in such a way that the environment is also taken consideration. Most of the gold mined today is brought up just to make it possible for people to store it somewhere. This is a very bad thing for environment, since the mining process itself will, in most cases, destroy the nature around it. What we are doing here is different. Gold backing our token is left in the ground where it's secured by the nature. In our case, Lapland Mineral has made a collateral agreement with the companies that has made a commitment to lock the minerals in the ground for this purpose. We actually pay the mining companies not to do mining and instead keep the minerals stored for us in the natural environment. We have created environmentally friendly mineral token that has the value of 0.1 gram of the gold. The actual purchasing power of our token will be the same now that it will be in decades to come. Our vision is to be a well-known provider of these kind of tokens. We are first in the market with this idea. There are many companies that has intention to do the same, but we are the first one to actually do this business. Our goal is be the market leader and keep that position years to come. Reason for this will happen is our marketing model. That is actually the reason why this Zoom meeting is in place. Our model is MLM. We know that MLM is not the cheapest or it's not even the fastest way to do something. But again, based on our personal experience, we know for sure that the MLM is the most effective way. That is the way to reach all people around the world. It is the only way to take the markets and keep the markets. And that's what we are looking for. Like Jan-Erik said, we are just started our business. We have been open few days only. What we are looking now is the leaders who want to build something solid, something long-lasting. And those kind of people we are looking for. We don't know whether you are that kind of person or not. It is something that you only can decide. But the opportunity we have in our hands, it's a really unique, and it is one kind of opportunity. So if you choose to build the business with us, it's really simple. You make sure that our brand is visible, it's well known around the world, and we will take care of the rest. All the technical parts, all the business parts. All you need to do is make us well known. And that's about it. Jan-Erik, please continue here.
Yeah, thank you, Ari. I appreciate that. Now we're going actually to hand over the word before I do my short little presentation here, one page to our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. He is from Denmark, currently living in Norway. He has been also in the MLM business for 26 years. I met him 26 years ago in my second opportunity. He has also worked 20 years in the financial industry, so he knows basically everything about, financial things. But more importantly, he's also well known writer, and I say that because he actually published a book worldwide, so which is one of our actually the product package that we have. We call publishing rights. So I'm going to hand over the word so he can tell his story shortly. Bo Jensen from Denmark, or actually Norway now.
Thank you, Jan-Erik. And also thank you, Ari. It's always nice to see you here on these Zoom calls. As Jan-Erik says, my name is Bo Jule. I live in Norway, and I've been in the financial industry for more than 20 years. I started back in 1991, and I kind of left the industry back in 2011. I wanted to do my own stuff, also in the financial industry. But as Jan Erik says, you know, one of the actual thing that people are buying here are publishing rights, and people may ask, why do I need publishing rights? Well, today people, they post their stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so forth. And every time you do that, you give away the ownership to your content. And this is actually a larger problem than people actually understand. So let me give you an example. Back in 2015, I published a book through an American publishing company called Exodus Publishing. And now we are in 2022, and they still own the rights to my book, and they will own that right until I guess 40 some years into the future. So it's very hard to actually own the stuff that you publish. If you publish a picture on Facebook today, Facebook will actually own the rights to that picture. And if Coca-Cola decides that they want to use that in their next billboard commercial, you don't earn anything from that. So this is actually one way that we can give back the power to the people, and I think that this is very important. A lot of people, they think about, well, how are we going to survive in the future? You know, with all the inflation that we see, and how our money are losing their value and so forth. Well, the answer to that back in 2010 was you need to start to look at the crypto world. And of course, if you bought Bitcoin back in 2010, you'll be kind of a happy camper today. But what we are trying to do here, or what we are actually doing, is that we are going to make something that will keep its value into the future. When people ask me, how much will this LMGT token be worth 2 years from now or 5 years from now? The answer is always the same. It will be the same value as 0.1 gram of gold. And I think that now we are actually bridging the old world, you know, like the physical world with the gold, into the new world, into the crypto and into the digital space. So I'm really confident that what we have here will bring prosperity to all our members, and you guys who are, I will say, really the leaders of this movement. You have an extremely good opportunity. If you look at our black package, you actually get 2,300 tokens for free. And the value of that in the market today is like around 12,600 euros, around $13,000. So when we go public with this, and when everybody can actually trade in this token, we are going to see a lot of happy people, and I'm sure that you will never ever be sad that you actually joined at this moment in time. We also know that the pioneers, you know, the people who come in first, they also, the pioneers get the best piece of land. That's how it was back in the West. They were also the one who got shot in the back with an arrow. I'm not saying that you are going to be shot in the back with an arrow, but I'm saying that you will encounter some bumps in the road, but also you will be very happy that you actually got this opportunity this early. So from Norway, all I can say, we will support you at the best of our abilities. And as Simon also know, I met Simon in Stockholm just a few days ago, and we are here to help you to make this a success. And of course, we are thinking that bringing the power back to the people will always be something that will help us grow into the future. So I'm pretty confident that this is the right timing. And what all I can say is that you all have to go for it, and we will help you, and we will all succeed into the future. So that was the words from Norway. Thank you.
Thank you, Bo. Always
Welcome.
a pleasure to listen to you. You're an inspiration. Bo is a little bit modest also when he talks about things. He's a certified coach. He's an excellent speaker. If you put him on stage in front of 20,000 people, they're going to be extremely excited. Because I was the first time I listened to Bo, and I tried to actually recruit him into a network opportunity. Let me share my screen here. Like this, and I'm gonna quickly just go over. It's yellow because we kind of like the color of yellow. It's represents what we are also a little bit about. But Bo was talking about this thing, internet, the network of content. There is a lot of information out there, but with us, when you post stuff, you will actually control it and you will own it. You don't do that when you do a TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is. And looking at the evolution of money, just like also Bo emphasized on, we are kind of bridging the old to the new. The old ways you were, using gold and pure gold. If you go back only to the 1850s, when you had the big boom and the gold rush in San Francisco area, it was gold that they were, trading with, and then money came, meaning paper money, that actually it's not backed up by anything, and they changed that into electronic money, and now we don't even know if money is there or not. It's just some digits on the screen from central banks that we don't know anything about either. And then we have the cryptographic currencies or tokens that exist today, but it's the same there. And if you look at other gold currencies, especially Paxos or AUX Gold, for instance, they have what's called auditors certifying that there is a certain amount of gold somewhere in a vault that you will never access. You will never hold the gold in your hand. Nothing will actually happen. The reality that's third-party companies. What we instead have is agreements and collateral agreements that we control with certified and regulated mining operators that have, real studies and surveys backing up the assets that actually back up token. The advantage, obviously, with our token, we created it on Binance Smart Chain. It's decentralized, it's international, transparent, accessible, secure. It's immediate settlements. It takes less than 10 seconds to send. And of course, like Ari was mentioning, it's environmental friendly, which is important. And it will always stay with the value of 0.1 gram of gold. Now, the US company BinaryTorrent LLC, which I represent, has a five-way pay plan. It's a binary plan. It's my 31 years of experience goes into it. It's extremely versatile, and the payout is about 60%. A lot of people wonder how binary plans can actually work, but they can work if you have the experience. And what we are doing is obviously monitoring this very, very closely. But the SAS statistical software we have around to simulate millions of users actually shows us that it's basically unbreakable, even though every single person in our system would be on the top position, it wouldn't break. There is also a 10-day money back guarantee, which is important to understand, meaning we follow the rules and regulations that are set by the international network marketing community. Lapland Mineral, I was briefly saying some stuff about it, that it's a Panama-based smart company. And if you don't know, you can just Google on Bloomberg. Panama just passed a new law on the 28th of April to legalize cryptocurrency and payments of taxes with cryptocurrency, but also tokenization of metals, which is actually something we just have done. So before we created it, then they passed the law, and it feels kind of a little bit utopic that they did it. It was like they listened to us, but they did obviously not do that. That's something that we saw coming. And there are other companies in the world that have started to do what's called tokenization of assets like gold ores or minerals or metals. The problem they have is how do they reach, the masses? How do they actually get the usability of that thing? And that is actually what we are doing. So we are going to start in BinaryTorrent an internal trading of the internal token, which is not the real BEP20 token. When we have reached the numbers that we seek to reach, the latest of the end of next year, the token will become public. And we already have 4 now exchanges globally that wants to list it already now, but we are not going to do that until next year. And we expect sales to be over 8 billion by the end of next year. And of course, we have already thought about additional environmental friendly tokens. And when I say that, there's a lot of land in the world. There is a lot of metal and minerals in the ground in the world. And the way to move forward in today's society is to really think about the environment. And that is actually what we're doing. And I know you haven't seen, but there is quite a few, oops, it disappeared. Magazines, this is Issue Wire. It's actually available in the States somewhere, but you can also Google. There's been a lot of press releases about all the public surveys and stuff that has happened within Lapland Minerals, and also our agreement in BinaryTorrent. So there is nothing to hide here. Everything is very transparent and it's very honest and true. Bo was talking about the product packages, and I just want to emphasize on everyone can obviously start in the company for free. They can start bringing other customers in for free, but then there is no value, there is no money, no one is going to earn anything. That is clear. But as soon as someone purchases something, there is a direct selling bonus of 10% immediately to whomever gets the customer in. And in the packages, there are free tokens. As you can see in the white, there is 16. And in the black pack that Bo was referring to, there is 2,300. This will actually go down to the point where there is basically no additional discounts or free value, as we say, when we come closer to the public launch. So this is basically a pre-launch offer. So it will gradually, over the months, decrease step by step. So the white package will have 15 and then 14 and then 13 and so forth. And the same goes for the black package and every other package. Now, it's important to understand that the value, once we list, will follow the value of gold. And how that dynamic actually works, it's quite simple, because gold follows a speculative value, and everyone who studied and seen gold prices understand that it doesn't go like Bitcoin, up 50% in 4 months and then down 60% the next 3 weeks and then up 10% the next day. It is just like Ari said, it's a store of value. So it's not for a speculative purpose, which is something everyone has to understand. But the good thing, when you have created a network that actually are happy with a long-term opportunity and a long-term business, what happens when we come with the next token is that these people will continue to work with the company that has been paying them, that is around, that is transparent and actually delivers on its promises. And one thing that me and Ari also had a discussion about, and this is actually over 20 years ago, is that if we're going to do something in the future, it has to be real. That's a fact. It can't be something that you make up somehow. I don't know, Simon, you have to mute. This is echo in my ear. So that is very important to understand. Everything here is backed up by real things. So Simon, I'm going to give you over the word, even if I know you have a sore throat. So thank you for me, and Simon, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jan Eric. Ari and Bo take the time to share the opportunity for all of us. Just, with my 10-year experience in the network marketing, and also like 30 years in the finance and real estate experience management, So the couple of things I really want to sum up before we end the Zoom today. First of all, that's the new trend. Tokenizations with the access, that's the trend for everywhere, every country. However, tokenize the gold in some country like very, very high transparency, like Finland or some other countries. So that's the trend. Tokenization, the asset and gold is our backup asset. And we already know for the next 3 years, the predictions, the crypto market, they can go from $2 trillion, 20 times higher, go somewhere like, like $40 trillion. So everybody is the money poured into this industry, in the new technology. The second reason is legality. Everything is registered legally, from the Panama company, US company, Finland company. So you can check on the, on the website, on the information later. Next, management team. We have the company have the team more than 150 years experience in the network marketing, in the mining industry, and the international management. So they are real people, real projects, real founder, real people. That we deal with the real people. Next, complaint, the binary. I know many people, they love the binary, and some leaders, they worry about the binary system. One day they collapse, they pay out so much. But no, with so many years experience in the network marketing, we know how the binary network working. If you see that, you earn a lot of money for the leader, for the members, but the system very sustainable, scale up. So let's say that if 1.5 years from now, like the target, if a billion euro sale in the next 18 months, and 60% of that is the bonus, 60% of that. So that means 4 billion, 5 billion euro will be the compensation plan. That means the salary, the bonus, somebody to receive that. I think that's really big. So we can be the part of the huge big scale like that. And finally, very, very earlier, we are in the pre-launching, less than 10 days in the market. And we are the selected pioneer leaders who will be able to listen directly about this opportunity with the founders, with the management team. So I encourage you to come back to us, the member, the leader, invite to you into this group, get more information, the material, the detailed compensation plan, the video clip. And sometime next week, we can have the training, the dialogue, the Q&A. But the most important thing is the first mover, because the binary, the position, they will go very fast. So I encourage you, to take the action soon. So one more time, thank you so much for your participation in this Zoom webinar. Thank you, Jan-Ari, Bo, Ari, to be with us, and hope the next time, when the leader ready, so we can do the little bit deep training, because it's very simple, but we need a training and more Q&A. Thank you so much, thank you, and we'll see you the next webinar. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.